What's going on, everybody? This is DJ Verrett, the host of Life After Death, and on DSN, Digital Soapbox Network. And today, my new guest is the actor and a good friend of mine, Ronald Lawrence. How you doing, Ronald?
I'm good, man.
Man, it's been a journey since I've met you. I'm gonna give everybody a brief history of how I met you. I met Ronald 12, 13 years ago. I just got out of prison. I was twirling Verizon wireless signs, and I was at that store when that couple saw me, and they were like, "Do you think you can play a convict?" And and I looked at them and I said, "Yeah, I think so. I think I can." So they gave me their card, and I went there, and it's at the old county jail, and I pulled into the gates, and they greeted me, they dressed me out, in that orange. It was a hot day. I think it was August of 2008.
Yeah.
And I met Ronald Lawrence on the set of Sons of Anarchy. We were playing convicts, and I thought he was like really doing time because, the way they had him hooked up. And it's been a long time, brother.
It has, man. It's been a journey, most definitely, man.
Yeah. I just want to say one quick thing, man. Ronald Lawrence been on Criminal Minds. Y'all watch that. The Mentalist. He's been on, Sons of Anarchy. He's been on Cold Case, Saving Grace, Bones, The Ring, Judge and Amy, City of Angels, Martial Law, The Haunted Sea. The list can go on and on, So these are the kind of brothers I get a chance to meet, and we're going to talk about some real stuff on Life After Death.
Fantastic, man. Yeah, I've been doing it for about 30 years, man. I came out here from North Carolina in 1980, and 84 was when I broke into the industry, and I've been blessed to be able to do some work since then, man.
Man, what made you get into the industry, Ronald?
Oh, man, that was my dream. When I was 6 years old, man, I think I found out Sidney Poitier had won the Oscar for Lilies of the Field. At that moment, my life changed. I'm like, this is what I want to do. I was 6, man, and I went on with my life. I went to 2 HBCUs, North Carolina Central University. That was the first opportunity I had to get on stage. We did Ain't Supposed to Die a Natural Death by Melvin Van Peebles. And
I know Melvin Van Peebles.
Oh, man, that play is deep. It's relevant today, too.
Yeah.
And from there, I transferred to North Carolina A&T State University. I majored in engineering and played football while I was there. And probably my lower junior year, man, it was like, this ain't it. I started working for IBM because they had internships. And in the process of doing that, I was like, I really cannot do this. But, you always have something to fall back on. And finally, man, it just got to a point where I was like, I got to go. And I had like $100 in my pocket, bought me a bus ticket, man, and came out to California,
Man, I like what you said, you were 6 years old and you had a dream, and that's what the thing is. It's about not keeping those dreams silent, and that's what you did. You dreamt out loud. I'm dreaming out loud, and you get a chance to keep the lights on doing what you're doing.
Most definitely, man.
Yeah, so what's, family man, kids, what's going on?
Oh, yeah, man. I have 3 kids. Well, I can't call them kids no more. My sons are 36 and 33, and my daughter just turned 19, and she's in college now. So, they're adults, but, no matter what, they're going to always be your children.
Yes, sir.
You got to be there for them. So.
Yes, sir. I got 2 of my own.
You got young ones,
too. I got twin girls, man. I'm a girl dad, basically. You know what I'm saying? Never imagined from where I come from to have something I never had. You feel what I'm saying? Calling, I never called a man daddy. And this morning, my kids wake me up. Wake up, daddy. I'm hungry, So, the premise of my show is called Life After Death. And what that means is, Ron, is like that negative values, the negative belief system, the negative lifestyle, the negativity of what, every man and woman has to go through. Dreaming out loud, not doubting yourself to become an actor, to keep them lights on, dreaming out loud. You see what I'm saying? For me right now, I'm dreaming out loud with my, with dreaming out, from Life After Death, What barriers do you have, brother? What kind of barriers?
Well, getting into the industry, when I came out here, there was not a whole lot of work, man. It wasn't a lot of shows going on. At that time, they had a few sitcoms, and most of the images that you saw of black men were very negative. You had criminals and gangsters, and I think that was all part of this system. Because when you think about it, the different things that we've gone through from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s, different presidents have come in, they have these industries they've been developing. And in particular, for instance, the prison industry, and in order to do this, they develop these stereotypes. And so consequently, either you are that or you ain't nothing, And in my case, when I first got out here, I had an opportunity. It took a while, I can say I was blessed. I was never on the street. I was never homeless. I got hungry a few times, But at some point in time, my first opportunity was at this place called the Inner City Cultural Center, and they had like a School of the Arts.
Where's that?
That's on Pico in Vermont. I don't know if it's still in existence right now, but back then there were social programs in effect. The federal government funded it, and they would give you a stipend to basically study the arts. And I got a chance to meet and mingle with a lot of people like Glenn Thurman, Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, Rose Patillo, Carmen Zapata. It was basically, black and brown people, and these people have been working in the industry for years.
And what year was this roughly?
This was about 80. This was about 81.
What stopped you from? How come you didn't stop? Why didn't you stop?
I came here to do something, bro, and I was determined to get it done. That was my whole purpose for coming out here, and I felt like this is my God destiny. God put this in me to pursue this. This was my dream. This was my purpose in life, to get into this industry.
I'm sorry about that.
Yes, all right.
Okay. I wish in the early '80s I had that same drive. I didn't have the direction, and that's one of the things of being a black man. Of being distracted. The lifestyle that I chose to live. I got distracted by the property, the prestige, and the power. Now, not everybody where I'm from made them same choices. Me, I saw danger and adventure in it. And remember, this is the '80s. A lot of these, a lot of our viewers, was one of, some of them are youngsters, maybe some youngsters that's watching the show right now. It's the danger in it. I didn't see the danger in it. I saw there was no consequence. You feel what I'm saying? When you struggle, how come you didn't fall victim to that?
I think part of it was like after my stint at the Inner City Cultural Center, I tried to stay down there a little bit longer, but it was no money there, so it was like, hey, you got to work, you got to support yourself, and I started to work for a group home. Man, I was dealing with foster kids. And again, this was the '80s. This was when crack cocaine was tearing the communities apart. And you'd be surprised at the number of kids that were going into foster care, the system. Their parents were either incarcerated or either addicted to this plague that was hitting the black communities. And the children that I worked with were aged probably from like 12 to 15, and just seeing them and understanding that, hey, what can I do to help these young brothers? I mean, because at one point in time, I was still young. I was like 21. I think I was like 21 at the time, and trying to teach them and direct them. The one thing I thought they were missing more than anything was their history. And when you compile seeing these negative images of yourself on TV, and living in a community situation where crime is starting to be normalized, okay? You watching your mother and your father struggle with addiction and in and out of the prison system, to me, that's part of the system. Poverty, people don't realize that poverty is an industrial system too. It's a lot of money made off poverty. When you're talking about social services, when you're talking about foster care, you know, and people would be surprised at the people who are involved in this. But these children represented a great deal of money.
So this is the part. This is your part in it, is being a part of the solution versus the problem.
Most definitely, most definitely. You these kids out here today. I mean, times have changed, you know, dramatically. But then again, they've stayed the same. Because if you look at our history as a people, man, we've been marching and praying and singing and voting and marching and praying and singing and voting. And where are we at now? We still doing the same thing, man. We still out here protesting to be looked at as human beings, to be treated as human beings. And being involved with these kids, man, I was like, this is foul. You know, you guys are making money off of these children and you're not doing anything to prepare them for life. Now they'll get in the system, and when they turn 18, you gotta go.
You gotta go
out there on the street.
Man.
So if you're uneducated, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have, you know, what you gonna do? You're gonna hustle, and that's what happens.